Anybody that I will appoint as a minister, I'm going to use Plato's. In the Kennedy Ohene government, Kennedy Ohene will fire you. Discipline in this country. Let me give you one example. With mechanized farming, my brother will be able to change the force. And again, the policies that I have, none of them.
Fair say, one of my followers Lovers TV Africa. They know what we can do. This is a new YouTube channel, Kojo TV. Please subscribe to this channel for us. Name more filla. Please subscribe. Subscribe now and support here. We have a lot for you. Alright, Ebusia, Memo Kwaba headed back Kojo TV. So, but more the answer, but subscribe to the channel now, man. Na in someone honorable Kennedy Agyapong edia to Jano yem breaking it down ma and so you huni a calling neighbor or Kasawo City TV, City FM so on interview no well na a very interesting one with me share you know what share you beat me aye amo man Ghana na there are some 5 areas be on more or person focus na ni idimu akotia paye agriculture. No, just say, was this we minister scrampo now? Obama experts are training one or certain areas. Now, one can also ojen when obe fire discipline na Kennedy Japan so the be juma. Na main semre, maybe washe senior or to me outline ne and near more person ye a boama agriculture ne kuayono to me jine yes na be o man bit me tumpon. It's so sad say. Still now Ghana yintimi focus on agriculture now can irrigation the process of making water available for plant use when the rainfall is not sufficient. No idea so to me share because ye can say season one way into Tobrian meanwhile senka irrigation or what a bit me abwama season be to me aye queer right now or can say be say ase ne boarding. But or say in a short run, and the boarding, but in a long run, see a bit me a year at so when you invest in it, will be to me a year, no in a year are benefiting. And before racing, I am very tough. Alan Cash will moon and Baumia. Na enipa me saying, Kennedy Japan so kaona, make us say, very, very tough. Pa, a drew so Jack. Subscribe to the channel. Enjoy the interview.
With mechanized farming, my brother will be able to change the fortunes of this country. For instance, about 2 weeks ago, the African leaders went to Russian summit and embarrassed themselves by asking Russia for grains. With all these arable lands we have in Africa, our leaders cannot go into mechanized farming, processing, and we are always begging for food.
But we said planting for food and jobs. So what went wrong with that?
Let me tell you something. Planting for food. One day, I met a group of agriculturists and all those things. And I gave them example. Why I'm saying I'm pragmatic. I gave them example that when you are going to Tema, you cross the toll booth, look on your right. I will say illegal because the land doesn't belong to them. But they are using Ghana water. They piped it and small irrigation
to grow lettuce.
Yeah, go and see the yield over there.
It's beautiful.
Good. So why can't we irrigate most of our lands? And that day I was so disappointed. The answer was that irrigation is too expensive. I said, oh, gee. And you see, you talk of irrigation being too expensive in terms of short run. But long run, it is cheaper. Because when you go to South Africa, they grow maize 365 days. If you want corn, you will get it. But here it's seasonal. Because they irrigate the lands. At least these Ashama guys, when you are coming from Tema to Accra, when you go past Ashama, come to 24 on your right, maize up to now, you see it. Because they use that small dirty river or gutter over there.
And we can replicate this in the country.
That is the example I gave them. And they didn't accept it.
But the people who are in charge of our agriculture sector, and I'm referring to the civil servant, will be the same people in the Kennedy Ohene government.
Kennedy Ohene will fire you. Discipline in this country. Let me give you one example. Why, if you make a mistake, we have to fire you. One, I have a problem with people who think they have served for so many years, unproductive hours, unproductive days, unproductive years, and they think they need promotion. They are due. They have to. I am going to base promotion in this country on performance.
It's good you talk about firing. President Akufo-Addo has been accused of being lenient too much to his appointees. Okay, land, please.
I wanted to land. So, because of, I'll give you one example. Why I have decided to contest as a presidential candidate or flag bearer is that as far back as Honorable Kwashige's time, I did experiment on 2 products. One, yam. I took yam to Holland, a company called Grasso. They did experiment, and we can store yam for 8 months. Fish. I also educated them that fish, June, July, August, we throw fish back into the sea. We need blast freeze machines before the coast or along the coast, so that we can blast freeze the catch at minus 41 degrees for 24 hours. Then you move it from the blast freeze room to the coastal minus 10-12%. And it meets international standard that we can export. My brother, they didn't listen to me. So the technical guys, if I tell you, first of all, I will expose them to the way they do things in terms of agriculture. Exposing them meaning will give them opportunity to go and train elsewhere. I believe in India and China.
You're looking east, you don't look west.
No, I will use Asia Miracle to develop this country. So when we have gone round, my first 100 days, apart from conscientizing Ghanaians or changing the mindset, everybody, anybody that I will appoint as a minister, I'm going to use Plato's ideal world. Put them in a room, bring experts to educate them and show them the way to do things differently from what we are doing. So when we are given all these opportunities and you still go back to what you are used to and it's not productive, I'm afraid we have to let you go.
If you were President Akufo-Addo today, who would you fire in his government?
I don't know.
You don't want to pass a judgment on any of them.
Yeah, because sometimes it's allegations, and I wouldn't say this man or this that, because I've been accused of saying so many things
that you don't you don't want to hang people.
No, yeah, which I did not know, which right. I did not even see.
Yeah.
And the headlines
have misled you.
Yeah.
There's another.
And again, the policies that I have, none of them going around has been able to tell the delegates in Ghana what they are going to do for the country. So I stand out. Look, 4 days ago, this weekend, Sunday or so, I got 17 lecturers from Legon who said, they came to me, according to Moving Big here, and said that they are all lecturers, but they believe and accept that they are theorists, and they buy into the pragmatism policy that I have been talking about, and therefore they want to be part of it. 17 lecturers. On Sunday, they were here. That alone tells you something. So I'm in for good.
We wish you all the best, and thank you for speaking to us.
You're welcome, and thank you for giving me the opportunity.
That's Honorable Kennedy.
I hope I've been able to clear.
You have told your story, and that's essentially what we sought to do out, to let you speak to the issues that have been raised against you. Thank you. We hope to speak to you again. Maybe what number do you hope to be at the top, in the top 5? I know you want to be in the top 5, but which position? Do you want number 1, number 2, number 3?
Number 1.
You think you can beat the 2 of them? Alan and Ken.
Why not? Everything is possible.
Alan and Bobia.
Everything is possible.
You're confident you'll be sworn in as president?
Yes.
What will be the first thing you do as president if you're elected in 2025?
Changing the mindset. What I'll do is, and I've started, it's good you came up with this question.
We are signing out. I just wanted one thing you will do.
I'll bring all musicians together to let them come up with heroic songs. And we'll organize a concert like We Are the World. R&B, highlights, reggae, gospel, they all come together and play all these songs. Then after that, we'll give it to the media and schools to play for Ghanaians to be patriotic, honest, and disciplined.
Thank you so much for speaking.
Kojo TV, what's something you want? Bloggers, what you want?
Fair to say, one of my followers will Lovers TV Africa. They know what we can do. This is a new YouTube channel, Kojo TV. Please subscribe to this channel for us. Name more fïre, please subscribe. Subscribe now and support here. We have a lot for you.